Hey guys, welcome once again. She's back, Madi Wrenkowski. How you doing?
I'm good. Excited for today's episode, of course.
Well, obviously, because it's a special episode because you're the reason I'm now a Cobra Kai fan.
Yes.
We're going to chat about Cobra Kai.
Hey.
I mean, Callum is kind of responsible, but
No, it's Maddie, because if I suggested it to him, he'd say, "Oh, watch it at some point. Don't worry." But he watched it that same night we did the interview. He started watching Cobra Kai, and a week later, he'd watched all 3 seasons. So
that's all it takes, though. It just takes that one person to tell you, like, watch it, and then you
someone he respects. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
basically, yeah. I respect Maddie. And Maddie can probably kick my ass as well, so that's why. But I loved it. And before we talk about it, I was reading today, Series 4, Season 4 is going to be October. So we've got to wait a few more months.
October?
Yes.
It's coming in October. I'm guessing you're excited like we are?
Yeah, I was excited when I saw they, posted that they just finished filming, and I was like, oh, shoot.
Maddie,
they're really getting on this.
I've got to ask, because last time we were speaking about our favorite characters in Cobra Kai, Jamie didn't have a favorite character because he hadn't seen it yet. And you said that you had a favorite character, but you wasn't going to tell us until Jamie had seen it. Can you tell us now who it is? Because I thought it might be Johnny, but it is Johnny. There we go. What a guess.
I loved Johnny.
Yeah,
he's the best, right?
Yes. What about y'all?
Johnny for me, definitely.
Yeah, me as well. My favorite as well. Because the guy is just even taking the karate aside, he's just cool.
Yeah. Because what I love about Cobra Kai is I'm sure we can all see it from a wrestling point of view, where in Karate Kid, Daniel is the face, Johnny was the heel, and then when you watch Cobra Kai, Johnny is the face. He's like the sympathetic face you feel sorry for. And Danny is a bit of a twat, right? I didn't like Danny.
Yeah, I actually really did not like him.
No, I mean he's 10 face. He's 10 face now, and they're a bit
like that overdone, Roman, overdone John Cena, when everyone starts booing them.
That's it. Yeah. That's it.
What he's turned to.
They were shoving Daniel down our throats, and we didn't want any of it. We thought we needed a new top face, so they turned Johnny face, and everyone loves him now.
Johnny is so cool. And did you get? I'm just going off thinking about it, but I did realize that Johnny, he looks like Owen Hart. Has anyone else noticed that?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, but that's the only wrestling part we'll talk about, right? Just saying that. But
no, we're kind of throwing wrestling in by relating it to wrestling. If it was a wrestling storyline, Cobra Kai is a stable, it's a faction, right? And then you've got Mr. Miyagi, his Miyagi-Do, that's another faction and stable. It's a bit like AEW with all those factions popping around, So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's a bit like AEW at the moment. But yeah, I'm a Cobra Kai guy myself. If you were to choose between the two, you could go to Miyagi-Do or Cobra Kai. I'm guessing you'd go Cobra Kai, right?
I think I would. I mean, see, but then at the end of season 3, they were or even in season 3, there was Miyagi-Do. What was it?
Cobra
Eagle
Kai.
Fang?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
yeah.
The worst name ever.
Eagles don't have fangs.
Eagle Fang.
But I mean, what was your favorite part of then season 3? I mean, I'll tell you mine. Mine was the totally shocking babyface turn from Hawk. I didn't see that coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Yeah, because he was getting on my nerves. He needed to be humbled a little bit.
He really healed it up, didn't he, when he broke that guy's arm? And, I just thought there's no coming back from this. He's too far gone.
Yeah.
That big 10 at the end. And I was like, you know what? Maybe he's not that bad. He's all right.
Yeah, and I hated that I started to feel bad for him when the other guy brought up him peeing his pants till he was I was like, oh, no. I was like, why do I feel this way?
Great storytelling. Love it.
he threw me. When you saw it coming, I was like, oh no, Hawk's turning face. I can see that. And he just did that kick over there, whatever it was. And I still want to punch him because he's just got one of those faces that I would never get bored of punching.
What do we reckon? Do we think at the end of Cobra Kai it's going to end up with Johnny and Daniel being friends and united, or are they just going to be enemies forever? What do you reckon?
Oh, I feel like maybe at the end of season 4 they'll be friends, but I don't think it'll last long. I think there has to be another season.
It can't last, right?
No,
they're born enemies. Like, don't get me wrong. I did mark out a bit when they were teaming together, beating up people, and I was like, they're a great team, right? Like, can't they just get along all the time? But then as soon as they were friends, they fell out again. And it's like, it's not going to happen. I mean, I hope that at the end of Cobra Kai, they're like on good terms, but I can't see them ever being friends again.
I mean, I don't think Daniel's a good friend.
No, he's not. He's selfish. Yeah.
No,
I hate him. Like when they teamed together at the very, very end, I was like, "No, Johnny, do it yourself."
I kind of like the dynamic of them both. Though I don't want them to ever be good friends. I know there's kind of like a mutual respect in there, but I kind of like the relationship they've got where it's like two brothers that are always trying to outdo each other and stuff, quite petty and stuff. And I love it. I think it's great. Leave it as it is. Let them work together when they need to. Because let's face it, season 4, I think they're going to work together because you've got Kreese now.
Oh, Kreese. Yeah.
Right. Who is, I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are, Maddie, but I think he's one of the most underrated TV villains ever.
He's scary.
Right?
Like that backstory on him, and like
it made me feel bad though. I felt bad for him. Like they made him human by giving us a reason to feel bad for him. And I was like, because I always just thought Kreese was just a psychopath, and he is, but there's a reason he's like that. It made me feel bad for him. Did you feel bad for Kreese?
Yeah, I mean, you did, and then all of a sudden, because even like a little bit, the little psycho in you was like, it's like stomp his fingers, let that guy fall into the snake pit. Like you're like, do it, Kreese.
I love him, but that's what I love about as well. Like you're watching it, Series 3 and stuff, and I'm like, this is going to get really good because you can't trust Kreese. He's got a motive. He's up to something, and then it just got so good, and it was just, I was hooked. Honestly, I literally watched the entire first 3 series in a week, like Callum said.
Yeah,
and it was just brilliant. He's one of the most underrated villains there's ever been in TV. And I'll show my age now. I remember when Karate Kid came out in 1984, and to say, right, the guy hasn't aged. He has not aged. He looks exactly the same now as he did then.
He does, yeah, he does.
I've really just aged myself there, haven't I?
You're not that old, Jamie. We've been through this. It's not like you went to see it at the cinema when it came out.
True, but I'm still an old man. But so I asked Raymond, Maddie, I mean, what was your standout moment then of the last series?
I mean, I thought, well, first off, I hated in the last scene where Johnny's like, oh, I'm mad now, I'm going to go to his dojo, and he showed up, and him and Kreese have that little fight, and his son is there, and then he throws his son into the lockers, and he gets knocked out, and then 5 seconds later his son comes walking out of the dojo. I'm like, hello, you just got knocked out.
He didn't sell it for a second, did he?
I know, way to no sell. He's not getting booked in this business anymore. Take him out.
And do you get the vibe that we're getting the new version of the Karate Kid? Obviously Robbie and his name's gone. Miguel, is it?
Miguel, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel it, isn't it?
I feel like we're getting the next generation of, the Karate Kid. I hate Robbie, I won't lie. But do you think that as well? Do you think Series 4 is going to be a lot more about those two, Robbie and Miguel as well?
I would like to say yes, but I don't feel like the adults will let it. I think
it's got to be Johnny and Daniel still, hasn't it? That's how it ends. Bring back the part-timers.
I feel like it should be about Miguel and Johnny, and then Kreese and Johnny's son. I forgot his name. Yeah,
Robbie.
but I feel like it should be
Robbie.
about them, but Robbie. But somehow Daniel's gonna like interject himself. He's gonna be like, "Wait, guys, I have a daughter."
Yeah.
Wait, guys.
What you're saying is it's time to push new talent because, you know, there's new talent. We might as well push them. No one wants to see these Daniel and Johnny. They're past it. There's so many similarities between this and wrestling. It's unbelievable. But I absolutely can't wait for season 4. I hope they don't take it too many more seasons. Personally, I feel like 5 seasons will be enough for this. And it's the same thing with Stranger Things. I'm kind of hoping they don't do too many seasons of that because it'll ruin it. Do you feel like you could keep this going for another 10 seasons if they wanted to, or are you hoping that they cut it at 5?
I don't think they should. I don't know if y'all ever watched like Pretty Little Liars or heard about it.
Yeah.
But that show just like continued and continued, and they're like, "Oh, you're finally gonna figure out who A is," and then we did, and they're like, "Psych, there's more than one." I'm like,
wow, that's amazing because we've got a show over here in the UK called Line of Duty. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's a police drama. It's a part. There's a section of the police who investigate corrupt officers, and it's very similar to what you just described. There's a character called H. And you found out who it is, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, there's another 3 H's.
Yeah.
And then it finished
exactly
last week. You found out who all the H's were, and now we're like, no, there's another series coming, so this is going to be a red herring. So I totally get that. You know, shows have a timeline.
Yeah.
It's like, I've got a friend watching Grey's Anatomy. I didn't realize that's into like, what, 18, 19 seasons, is it? I don't know.
Supernatural went 20 seasons, I think, didn't it? Or was it more than that?
Yeah, it's long.
This is it. TV has a timeline, you know. Well, except for The Simpsons, obviously, which seems to never end.
That will never end. That will outlive all of us, I think.
But I do think you're getting a season 5 of Cobra Kai, because when I was looking at season 4, it did say underneath it there is talks already about season 5. So they've clearly got something in mind. Something in mind. But
I feel like it was very popular. I feel like it started to catch like this, like around this last season, like it started to catch. Like people weren't watching it on YouTube because they tried to make you pay for it. Like
I did though. I signed up to YouTube Premium for Cobra Kai, and now I'm hooked on YouTube Premium. Yeah,
rich.
I pay for a family account. I don't know if you've ever, you know, it's no big deal, but
no commercial. No big deal. And I'm over here like waiting for it on Netflix.
He's shaking his head, but he's on my YouTube Premium.
Exactly. because Maddie, I don't mind admitting that I'm notoriously cheap. So if I can watch his without paying, hey, I'm not going to complain.
Maddie.
Yes, I definitely agree. I can't say that I own any of my subscriptions that I watch.
Fair enough. At least you're honest. I mean, last time you came on, you suggested Cobra Kai to us to watch for Jamie, and it was awesome. Yes. Do you have anything else in that same vein, or something else that Jamie should watch so that we can get him into? Because I can't think of anything right now. I've suggested Vikings. Vikings is awesome. But he hasn't started that yet. Is there anything else you can think of?
Look at me. I am a Viking. I don't need to.
then watch it.
He's like, it's my autobiography.
It's literally about me, man. I don't need to see it. I've lived it.
Are you a biker? Are you a biker who does drugs like in Sons of Anarchy? Or are you a Viking? Because they're both very different.
To be fair, you'd be amazed, honest to God, Maddie, the amount of times I go out and people ask me, where's my motorbike? Not even kidding. It's like, oh, you look like you should be on Sons of Anarchy and all this. Like, well, I appreciate that. But, you know.
I think it's a bandana. I was thinking that
right?
when you popped up.
I'm having a midlife crisis, Maddie. I'm growing my hair long.
Oh, yeah.
So then what does that make up?
I'm right there with you, Jamie.
Have long hair.
Yeah, but I'm 37 and I've just started to do it. So I'm having a midlife crisis. But yeah,
so is mine like quarter life?
Yeah,
it must be.
I had a quarter life crisis, Maddie. It happens to all of us. 25, I felt like I was about 50. I thought my life was over. Let me tell you, it's not until you get to about 30 that it's actually over. So you've got plenty of time.
Oh, noted. So I got some things to look forward to.
Make the most of it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, going back to Cobra Kai as well, Maddie, but I mean, how cool is the soundtrack? I think that's that's what got me hooked from the start. Was the soundtrack? I'm like, I'm listening to. I mean, rap came on round and round, and all these classic 80s hair metal bands were coming on. I was like, this is amazing. And what I liked about it as well is that they've kept the element of like Karate Kid. Like, it almost feels like it's still set in the 80s, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, that's because Johnny doesn't know how to work anything, so he was set in the 80s.
This is true.
I did enjoy those little moments where he's like, the computer's broken. Like, did you charge it? And he's like, what?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And he's trying to work out how to get onto a website, and the way he's like spelling out the email address and the websites, that had me laughing, because he's just so technically inept, like Jamie.
Like me.
Yeah, like you. It's the first time I watched it, I was like, that's Jamie right there. He knows nothing about technology. But
I don't understand it, Maddie. I have Instagram because it's brilliant. I get all my photos and memories, but yeah, I don't understand technology. I don't envy Callum having to edit all of these shows and do everything. But I really, he's a wonderful, wonderful editor, or whatever they're called.
Thank you, Jamie. I know you don't mean it, but thank you.
It's not about you. It's about Maddie. Maddie's here.
Maddie, do you suggest there's something to watch? Anything?
So recently, I was traveling with Fuego del Sol, and he actually recommended the Umbrella Academy to me.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is. Okay. So that's what I just started that. So it's pretty good.
Are you on season 1 still?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Shit really gets real in season 2, so try and watch it as quick as you can. We'll talk about that next time too, because it's fucking awesome.
Does that mean I've got to watch Umbrella Academy now?
Oh yes, yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, Maddie, tell me to watch Umbrella Academy because I won't listen to him. So
you need to watch Umbrella Academy.
Right.
There we go. It's official.
Right. I'm going to watch Umbrella Academy. I'm kind of intrigued as well by you mentioning that. What was it? Pretty Little Liars? Or
yeah, I wouldn't watch it.
Is that more of a chick flick series
thing? It's more like you started watching it in like middle school, and so you felt obligated to continue all of this seasons because you already wasted that much time. It's kind of like The Walking Dead. Like,
yes,
I've already invested this much time. I kind of need to see how it ends.
Yeah.
Well, I also didn't do that.
I had the same thing with Lost, where I absolutely loved the first few seasons, hated it towards the end, but felt like I still needed to know how it finished. So I stuck with it. And even though I was expecting to be disappointed, I was still disappointed. And I hated the end of Lost, and I can never get that time back. So
they exceeded your expectations.
Yeah, they did. They outdid themselves. Yeah.
Well, I love how this has gone from Cobra Kai to like just talking all about TV. So, I mean,
that's what it's for, man. We don't have to talk about wrestling.
In that case, I'll tell you what the biggest waste of my life ever was. That was Game of Thrones. What an absolute waste of my time that was.
Controversial.
Right.
I think Game of Thrones was awesome, but very poorly written towards the end. And the ending was just flat. It's like with Lost, it didn't do anything. I thought up until season 4, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And the rest of it was just crap.
Nah. Maddie, if you've not seen it, don't waste your time on it. It's 8 series. I don't understand. Everyone's like, oh, it's epic. It's the greatest thing ever. I'm like, this is shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw like on Twitter there was like towards the later seasons, like the production team got lazy and there's like a Starbucks cup or something.
Yeah, that's right.
In one of the episodes.
They stopped trying towards the end, and you can tell. On greatest TV shows ever. I mean, if you haven't seen them, watch Breaking Bad and watch Prison Break. Those are 2 of the best things you'll ever watch. Have you seen Breaking Bad?
No, but I felt like it was too hyped, kind of like Game of Thrones.
You'll enjoy it. I said the same to Jamie.
Yeah. I'll admit, Maddie, I finished it last week, but I will be honest with you, it's taken me about 6 years to get there.
And did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it when I finally got into it, but it's very slow starting. You know,
was it good towards the end, Jamie? Just admit it, you enjoyed it.
But that's the thing. It was good the last 2 seasons. The first 3 seasons are pretty boring.
He'll do anything he can. He don't like being wrong, does Jamie? So he'll still say it was crap. But if you haven't seen it, watch Prison Break as well. Prison Break is good from start to finish, and it's probably one of my favorite TV shows ever. So watch Breaking Bad, watch Prison Break, and I'll get Jamie to watch Umbrella Academy next time. Next time we'll discuss a bit more TV.
I mean, this of course, Maddie, is if you would like to come back, because we don't want to just presume you want to come back.
Of course, and we can all go and watch some of those new wrestling shows. Like I caught some of the do y'all have those A&E, like the Shawn Michaels ones?
No, I've seen them. I've seen the clips on YouTube. They look incredible.
Yeah.
I watched. There was like a 10-minute bit on YouTube last week or so with the Undertaker.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to watch this because I'm a big old school wrestling fan. So watching these guys look for old things and stuff, I'm like, this I need to see. So I don't think we can get A&E, do we, Callum? But obviously, I think they're going to be on YouTube, right?
They're already up for streaming in certain places. I won't say where because I don't want to get arrested, but you can view them online in certain places.
He's like, I'll talk to you off
I'll talk to you later, Jamie. Yeah.
That's fine by me, but yeah, they look awesome. They look awesome.
Yeah. I caught some of the Shawn Michaels one, and I was like, shoot, maybe I need to get cable again.
Hell yeah. I didn't know there was a Shawn Michaels one. That's cool. I'll have to have a look for that one. All right.
Yeah.
There is just one thing I want to talk about real quickly about wrestling. And now we're on the subject. Maddie, you've been absolutely tearing it up on AEW Dark and Elevation. I'm a big fan of both. In fact, I watch more than Dynamite because I just think it's some of the best 2 hours of wrestling you can watch. Or sometimes with Dark, it's more like 5 hours. But it's good from start to finish. Can't complain. You've been really like making an impact there recently. And since we last spoke, you must have wrestled like maybe 10 or more times. What's the last few months been like for you? And can we expect to see a lot more of you in the future?
I mean, it's been crazy. Been traveling a lot. And it has definitely opened up a lot of opportunities with other like wrestling companies, indies, and like other major ones to appear. So I'm excited for the future, excited for what's to come. I'm finally going to be able to travel out of state, well, besides Florida. Like I'm having like people contact me, so that's awesome, and it is because they see me on AEW, so it's exciting.
And hey, you were on Being the Elite last week as well.
Yes, I was.
How cool was that?
It's pretty weird.
Because you were talking to Ryzen, I believe, wasn't it? At the confession booth.
It was a confessional. And, like I grew up, born and raised like a Catholic, but none of the priests have ever talked to me like that before.
Disgusting, right?
I mean, know.
I was shook.
I was shook. Sitting there, like.
And at the same time, I was marking out a lot for you being on Being the Elite because I haven't missed an episode since it started. So to see people we've spoken to popping up on it, it's always great. So I hope to see more of Miss Reality on Being the Elite. Hopefully get your own segment on there at some point as well.
Let's face it, right? We're both Madi Wrenkowski guys, Callum. So I mean,
what do you call your fans?
We're Madi Max.
I don't know. I don't have any names yet.
We're Madi Max.
Yeah.
Right, we're Madi Max. So in my opinion, you should be all over. Your face should be everywhere. You know,
that could be terrifying for some people.
It could be worse. It could be mine or his face. So I mean,
yeah, it's true. It could be.
It could be.
As long as I had y'all's voice, it would be fine.
Hey, that reminds me. Last time you came on, don't forget, Callum's wrestling next year in Texas. Don't let him forget this. He's coming out with his...
Jamie, there was a reason I don't bring these things up, and I thought you'd maybe forgotten about it. But
I'm not letting this go, Callum. You're wrestling next year.
Maddie, even if I don't wrestle next year, we're still
going
I
remember. It's in May. I remember. Yeah. It's Dallas.
What a shame. We're all out of time this week. Got to wrap up. But thank you.
You said you was doing it, man. You dug it back on your
I'm a man of my word. I'm doing it. Don't worry.
Hell yeah, you are. Well, before we let you go, man, I know you've got things to do, but correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't there a special birthday coming up in a couple of days?
I mean, yeah, it's my birthday.
Exactly. You know, the most important birthday of the year for anybody, right?
I don't. Yeah, sure, maybe.
The Queen's birthday, and Madi Wrenkowski's birthday.
There we go.
When's the Queen's birthday?
Not a clue.
Well, actually, the Queen actually has 2 birthdays. She has an official birthday, which I think is April. And then she has another birthday in June, which I think is like when she became the Queen or something. So she actually gets 2 birthdays, an official and an unofficial one.
Maddie's thinking that's a great idea.
It is. Like
yeah. She just turned 95 in April, our Queen.
But if she has 2, doesn't that make her like
190?
190, right? Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's a good point. Wow. She really needs to retire, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's done a job well, hasn't she?
She has overran her season.
And she doesn't look a day over 150.
Yes. Well, yeah, listen, Maddie, we totally want to get you back on if that's cool with you, because we just have so much fun and you like our accents, so it gives us an ego boost.
Noted.
But we'll definitely love to get you back on. I'll watch Umbrella Academy. We both wish you an early happy birthday. Because is it the 20th? When is it? I saw it on your Instagram. Is it this week coming up?
Yeah, it's the 25th, so Tuesday.
25th. Right.
Awesome.
So we wish you an early happy birthday. But before you go, let everyone know where they can find your merchandise. I believe you're on Cameo now as well.
Oh, yes, I am. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all under Madi_Wrenkowski. There is the link to my Big Cartel, which is my merchandise website. And again, like he said, I'm also on Cameo.
Hell yeah.
I know. It's too much. I got me remembering too much.
I hate doing that. I can never remember just my Twitter name. So well done for you remembering all that. That's brilliant.
I have to keep it simple. It's my name.
But it's always a pleasure. We know you're a busy girl, so we'll let you enjoy the rest of your day. We'll reach out and get you back at some point. We'll chat more Umbrella Academy and whatever we can. Madi Wrenkowski, as always, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's fun.